Hi, this is Wesley Rosler. You're listening to my dad, Shawn Rosler, on the Coarse Grind Podcast. Get cooking!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is episode number 66, coming to you live from the AGAPE Center in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Lovely tropical Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. There is a chili cook-off going on here today that is out of this world. 9 different samples that we're about to sit down and sample. Just adjusting some sound equipment since we're recording live, and I'm relatively new at this game. So I'm actually in the kitchen right now. My other 2 judges are over at the table. Hopefully they have their mic with them. You're going to talk too, Gary. Who do we have judging with us today? Oh, by the way, hi, folks. How's everybody doing? Great. Just in case you don't know who I am, which I'm sure that's probably a given at this point. My name is Shawn Rosler. I'm the host, creator of a local culinary podcast, the Coarse Grind Podcast, celebrating our 4th year. And Steph from the Tri-Sig, Sigma chapter here in Bloomsburg asked me to be a part of this to help out and kind of host, promote a little bit. So, of course, I said yes, but I thought to myself, while I have a culinary talk show, I don't have culinary skills per se, like 2 wonderful friends who were asked to join me today. With me today is Chef Stephen Neumeister from Et2 Bistro in Danville, and Chef Gary Vadakin from Seasons on Main in Bloomsburg. So, I imagine there's still some chili creators in the room, so I wouldn't clap too loud because we're about to get judgmental a little bit. So with that said, gentlemen, do you want to get started here? Should we start rolling it? So there were 9 different samples, yeah? How many creators are still in the room? Okay, no eye contact. All right, I don't want to be clouded by anything. Did I not get a water either? Thanks, Gary, wherever you are. Can I get a water, please? Thank you very much. Yeah, that's right. Bribes are accepted. I'm ready. All right. Water's open. So without further ado, here we go. Number 1. Visually, are we really going to analyze each? Visually, it reminds me of oh man, that's good. That'll do. I don't have a pen either. It's a good thing these are wireless, because I'm going to get up and go, I can borrow your pen, can I? Who's cheating? I did come hungry, so maybe I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Gary's going with it? What, is he on to number 2? Goodness, Gary, slow down. Where are you going? All right, fair enough. I see your pen. Everybody got real quiet real fast. This isn't awkward at all. So who from AGAPE is in the room here? Who's like the highest ranking officer on deck? Oh, see, everyone's throwing. Oh, yeah, she's gone. I don't want to get up and talk. Forget that. Who's second in command? Give me somebody like that. Okay. Who? Actually, yes. Let's throw Stephanie under the bus for a moment. Stephanie, come up here for a minute, would you? Stephanie's taking her time coming up here. Have a seat, Steph. So tell me, and actually as an intern, this is really putting you on the spot. You're not uncomfortable at all, are you? Okay, that's good. A little bit. It's about to get worse for you. So you're interning with AGAPE now, correct? Okay, and your major in college is? Business management. So tell me a little bit about AGAPE and go. This is so I can eat. You get to hold the mic.
So here at AGAPE, there's so much that goes on. On Thursdays we have express, and we have a meal that we serve lunch here. I'm working though in extended services, so I'm more doing like marketing, PR, and different event planning. So I planned this event with Jane. I also did stuff for the backpack program where we dropped off different boxes at schools to try to collect donations for that. And this is what this event's for today. So kids who are hungry get a bag of food each week, and they get to get home on the weekend.
So that's actually, I think one of the things people don't realize, and I realized, I've been doing the show now for 4 years, and on the 50th episode, we did it live from BTE. We had a stage show, tickets and everything. We raised about $1,500 for the food And I think it's an easy thing to kind of forget and not realize and identify. Anytime you chefs want to stop feeding your face and jump on the mic, it'd be appreciated. It's kind of an understated thing. What are you throwing at me? It's an understated thing, hunger in a community like ours. Just because it's not visible doesn't mean it's not palpable. And I think it's such an important thing to be really, really aware of in the community around you. And then kids, I think that just takes it to another level. You know, I was an only child, so I'm really selfish by nature. That's true. But then I had 3 kids, and like instantly the bleeding heart in me is like cut in half, gushing on the floor. So anything like that drives right to me. So as soon as you mentioned that too, and I'm like, I was, for those of you listening, I pointed to Steph at that point. I realized, you know, visual cues don't work in audio. But that was a shoo-in for me. So thank you for setting this up, getting this going and everything. Yeah, no problem at all. So chefs, what do we think so far? How far are you? Jeez, look at this. I'm getting left behind. I'm on number 4 at this point.
Let me say something funny. We're not cheating. We're not looking at each other until after we write the comments and the amount, the number, and we're matching. Amazing. This one, glass and cake.
Yeah, Gary came equipped with Pepto just in case. I think that's more for Steve.
Does anyone know if it's all beef or is there other types of meat? That's what I thought. I see one, and another one I'm deciding. Okay. Oh.
Now my paranoia is like stoked. I'm like, wait a minute. You didn't sneak one of those in. My wife tried to sneak a black bean burger in on me once. I'm like, no. Who are you kidding? Stop it. That's good. You can keep your black bean recipe, sir. Yo. Yeah, everybody got quiet again, so we got to close play. Woo! Yeah. So what does everybody, when you were, I'm sorry, I stole your pen yet again. What does everybody look for in a good chili? Who's in the room? Who's sampled all? Like, what have you been looking for? Shout it out, because, you know, hopefully the mics will pick it up. If not, I'll repeat it. Spice, how much, how little? Show of hands, who likes it to burn your mouth? And innards and so on. Brown. I do enjoy that. As I've aged, I enjoy it less, but I still enjoy it. Mm-hmm. The mouth feel. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Are we? No, we're not ordering, because 1 to 10 would be 10 numbers. I can't do math. I can't math today. I apologize. I have the dumb. All right. So we're around. I am going to circle back. I am going to try them again. Drinking water on the mic. Lots of fun. I just might change my number, though. You know, you got to go back. You know, it's kind of like a second date. You know, you don't just marry the girl on the first date. Although I did, true story. I bought the engagement ring a month after our first date, so I've been happily married ever since. And what does the winner get, by the way? Besides bragging rights, like insane bragging rights. All right, gift cards inside the bandana. So Steve's all quiet, so I'm going to put it on him. Steve, what's been going on lately, man? See what I did there? Mm-hmm. Why don't you pick up a mic? It's just like the 50th again. You didn't talk in the mic then, you're not talking in it now.
I'll be sure to hold it real close this time. So, not much has been going on. Still pretty much the same thing going on since the 50th. What was that? Almost a year ago now.
Yeah, close to a year. It was back in January.
Yep. Still in Danville. Getting ready for the holidays. Very busy coming up. Just had our busiest weekend with Bucknell Parents Weekend. Lots of people from out of state coming in. Keep them busy.
Excellent. Gary, how about seasons?
Ditto.
You're not getting out that easy.
Coming upon the holiday season is a lot of parties. We're getting ready for a special visit. Hillary Clinton will be at Geisinger Days. We're all hoping one of our restaurants to dine in, but we don't know.
No, I heard. I think she's going to the Pine Barn, so we're all left to.
I think she's a Wendy's.
Is she a Wendy's drive-thru? True story, though. I don't know if anybody local remembers when they came to Bloomsburg the first time. We were still down on West 11th, and I went out to grab the paper, and I guess they were just done with their talk, and there goes Bill hanging out the window down the street, and I waved. I had this moment where I'm like, I didn't quite place where I was. I'm like, morning, Bill. I said, morning, Bill. Hi. I'm like, hold on a minute. Wait, what? Like, I closed the door behind me. I open it back up. I'm like, that guy was the guy. Wait. So the Clintons apparently enjoy the Bloomsburg, Danville area.
I have another story about 2 years ago, maybe more than 2 years ago. I got a call about 7:30 at night on a Saturday. Do you have room for about 40 people? Now, I only seat 40 people in my restaurant. I was pretty full. I was like, no, I don't. I said, oh, darn it, we're traveling on 80, and we'd like to look for a restaurant to eat. So I'm so sorry. And I said, well, try the Pine Barn. Well, it was Oprah Winfrey and her crew went to the Pine Barn. Yeah, 40 people. Remember that? Surprise.
Yeah. That would have been one for the books. So I'm going back through just because, again, folks listening to the episode can't visualize it. And I'm going to go back through and I'm going to just kind of get my descriptors straight as to...
Do we do first, second, third? We just do one winner?
Who's running this thing? First, second, third. Okay. Well, the people's choice. Hey, Steph, could you look at the computer monitor there and tell me, is it still recording?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. See, that's how you add an ad hoc producer to the mix too. 4 years, this has not gotten any more high tech. Yeah. Oh, come on up, wherever. Yeah, no, just overall information, about AGAPE in Bloomsburg. I think so many people drive by it. I think so few people understand it. So, your name, sir? Matt, nice to meet you, man. Tell us a little bit more about a non-intern level knowledge of AGAPE.
AGAPE actually runs 18 programs. Our biggest also offering cleaning supplies. Generally in Columbia, Montour County. This year, AGAPE is on.
That's a lot. 1.4 million pounds. That's Dr. Evil. 1.4 million. That's actually an aging reference there because that doesn't go that far with the crew right up here. That's an age joke on myself too. So no, that is significant. And, speaking of programs like that, Gary, I know that you had mentioned before that I think it's Weiss, the Ugly Produce program.
Yeah.
Give an overview of that because I just had somebody on who was a contestant on Top Chef, Giselle Wellman. She's the youngest executive chef in the state of California. Was really one of her go-tos. So she was on Top Chef, this culinary competition show. She just accepted a job as the executive chef at the Jewish Academy of San Diego. So basically, like lunch lady of a higher order, and they're doing farm to table in the school itself. They're doing the Ugly Produce program. So locally, Gary, I know you mentioned something about the Weiss Ugly Produce program.
Well, I can't really speak for Weiss, but I know that they have been talking about it. I'm trying to think of the name of the gentleman who started this a few years ago. He wrote a book about ugly fruit. Now, when you go to a market to pick up peppers, tomatoes, bananas, you go through and pick what you think looks. So that has nothing to do with taste because you're not tasting it. You're looking at just the overall skin, the color, making sure it looks and it's fresh. Well, in this country, there's like millions and millions of pounds of fresh fruit and vegetables that are wasted, that are perfectly good because they weren't really. If you look at this book, you'll see pictures of like pepper that's a little bit off, but it's still really good. But this never makes it to the market, never makes it to the shelves, and no one ever buys it. So he's going around to all these different stores and taking this ugly fruit and giving it and making it useful, cooking with it, giving it out to one. It's still fresh, it still needs to be used, and it's a wonderful program. So I'm all for it. I think it's true that just because a tomato isn't absolutely perfectly red and shiny, that it's not still good. So I'd look into that. I don't know what Weiss is doing, but I did hear that they were looking into just to pull their and put it to better use. So if AGAPE maybe step up and they look into that, Weiss or Giant, Weiss being the local market, they might be able to help you out with that.
Yeah, most of our food is, we actually do a program every Thursday. It's called Fresh Express. And we started this, Columbia County asked us to take over the state food program for them. And myself and our program manager decided that we wanted to introduce healthier foods instead of canned processed foods. And we got introduced to Central PA Food Bank and some other stuff. And so the Fresh Express program actually it revolves around fresh produce that comes from Central PA. We do get it from 3 grocery stores as well as about 9 farms in our area. Yet, for instance, last Thursday we received 23,000 pounds of food, and over half of that was fresh product. We also got in milk, eggs, and stuff like that, and then we give it out. We have 1,800 families on the rolls for that program. On average, they don't all show up every week. If they all pulled their card at the same time, we'd be in trouble. But we average about 500 to 510 every week, families that come through the door every Thursday. And that's actually available to anybody in Columbia, Montour, and the surrounding counties, basically, that come here.
Yeah, that's excellent. There's a lot of people in this. I live in town. They didn't realize for a few years how many people are completely living in a shelter. They kind of blend in. When you go to major cities, someone who doesn't have a home, I hate the word, if you're not living in a place, it's quite obvious because living in the city is hard to look.
Yeah.
For here, you don't really see that. And I also found a lot of college kids. They go to the university here, going on their own. Parents can't go to college, and they're living in an apartment, sometimes 6 at an apartment. They're not on a food program, the food plan of college, so they're also. So I'll do what I can to reach them, just trying to better themselves.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing, the university homeless segment, which, you there again, you don't, when you're in a comfortable area like Bloomsburg, and I use that term, loosely, comfort is for many people different things, and it's not visible, it's so easy to just forget, but at the same time, to use an analogy, well, in illness isn't always visible, but it's there. And so, I think when we, can think about the things that we don't necessarily see at the ready as an issue as well, I think we do better as a community. Anyway, way to get heavy, Shawn. My apologies. But, definitely important stuff. So, you spilled your crackers, Gary. What did you do? So let's talk silly. Look at you guys are jerks. Look at your scores. Man, I went back to being a teacher. I'm like, I want everybody to feel good. Everybody wins. All right, are we conferring? Because I've got the hot mic, I can't lean in and be like, so what did everybody think about that? You guys, are we doing the Westminster? First, second, third, in that order. Okay. How are we going to do this if we're like at odds with one another, or are we just going to confer?
Yeah.
Okay. I think maybe we should identify like each of our top 3, and then battle for. Yeah. Everyone's in favor. Good. Did you make one? All right. Good. All right. Which one did you like best? We already have our rank on the page, so it's not going to change our opinion. Maybe it will. I don't know. 9. Okay. Anybody else from the room before we start the. Numero 5. Numero 5. For what reason, sir? Sure. Yeah. She's back there pinching his back. Speak up! Come on! Cool. All right. Do we want to get rolling?
We're different on number 1.
Which one did you have as number 3? Okay. Chili number 5, I had as my number 1. So we're gonna have to talk about that. So let's. So 5 is in the mix.
Yeah.
5 is in the mix. Let's go to your second place.
My second place was number kind of on this side, which reminded me of Sugar in.
Aw, who odd? Aw.
I had beans. I like that.
My third was number 2. Gary, did you have number 2 for anything? Okay, so 2 is in the mix.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2. What was your number 1?
1. You guys put it.
Wait, for folks listening, you can't see the confused look on my face. I just went back to high school math. Wait, what? What's a sine versus a cosine?
My first place was number
2. Steven. I had number 8 as number 2.
Number 8.
So, I think number 8 then. So we got 5, 8, and 2 for our collective 3. Now we need to debate amongst one another who's going to get the best in show. So, all right, wait a minute. I need my notes back up. Terrible short-term memory. 5, 2.
Well, you both picked the same as first.
We did, but that.
You picked number 2nd, and yeah. So if you did 5, 2.
We're doing math. Math doesn't work with IT people and chefs, apparently. Hang on.
5, 2, 8.
Should we do another retaste? 5, 2, and 8. That would be fantastic. I'll fill air while you do it. Oh wait, do I have 5, 2, and 8? I think I might have enough to go on here. Steve, what'd you do? You're the needy one. That's terrible. What a shame. All right, let me cleanse.
I like 8, but there was still on meat.
Understood. I'm gonna actually just put my spoon in yours if I need. Hang on. Gary, remind me again why you had number 2 as number 1. Confusing statement.
I don't know. I like to think it has nice rounded. I like that. First one. And number 5, which you guys like, is my spiciest.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for it. And Steve, what do you have? What do you have? Number 5 is third. I like it.
And 8 was
8 was mine. You're number 1. And you're number 2.
So the low number gets it. So we've got 2-2-1, which is a cumulative score of 5. For number 2, we've got a 1, 3, and 2. That's 6. So that actually places one less. You see what I mean? You don't, do you? I didn't think so. All right, that's cool. Just go with it. And number 5, I had as 1. What did you guys have it as? Third. Well, then I think by that rationale, third place with a score of 7. Again, this is like golf. Less is more. Is number 5 in second place with a cum score of 6. Is number 2, and in first place for 2017 is number 8. So there you go. First place, number 8. Second place, number 2. Third place, 5, in that order. So congratulations to everybody involved. Number 8, was that yours? Oh, look at that. Oh, don't tear up. You're going to get me a mess, too. Don't do that. I'm an easy crier. Number 8, right here. We got the celebrity on stage. Yep. No, I really dug that. I dug them all. Go Street for sure, but I think that worked out perfect. So thank you, everybody who made. This was awesome. Really appreciate it. Oh, you have a People's Choice, too. I didn't know that. Number 1 was the People's Choice. There you go. Congrats, number 1. We better get out of here before the creator of number 1 finds us, because she's like, why wasn't I in the top 30? You're antisocial.
It's always hard to taste the side. What? Spicy. And it's funny because one of them had a heavy. Number 4 was really very chili. Chili powder was totally opposite.
I think that needed a little more salt, though, to bring it up, to like brighten it a bit.
Number 9 was unique. Visually,
yeah. I had it pegged as ground chicken. It's almost like a creamy chicken chili. Oh. Where's number 5?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
All right. Steve, get the crock pot next to 5. Put it in my car. Let's go. That's awesome. Up. It's going to be one of those moments people are like, what was he doing there? He looks mean. Really not. So, how many of you people, and I'm ready for the mass disappointment here, how many of you people in this room have ever heard of the Coarse Grind Podcast before? Were any of you at the show at VTE in January? Put your hand down, Steve. You were on stage with me. The brief, tiny little plug, because again, I don't want it to be about this, but I've had a culinary talk show in the area now for about 4 years. People from Top Chef, Food Network. Did any of you watch WVIA Create America's Test Kitchen? Chris Kimball? He was episode number 41. He's my highest view count to date. He was amazing, and it's fantastic. If you know him, he's very prim and proper. He had a falling out with ATK, whatever. And I always give a podcast shirt to the guests. I either mail it or I hand it to him in person. And I said to his agent, I said, hey, could I get, Mr. Kimball's address? I'd like to send him a T-shirt. And very politely, I said, he's more of a bow tie person. I'm like, I've never been shut down and felt so good about it in my life. But other reasons, anybody watch Top Chef? Richard Blaze was just on the show. I just had Chef Ming Tsai from East Meets West. And the cool part about it is, though, for as much of that as I do, and honest to God, I just social media cold call these people. I just drop them an email or an IM, and I hope something works. And for now 66 episodes, it has. But the most rewarding experience has literally been to have this be a local labor of love, and that's what it was. It was actually in Gary's restaurant back in, 4 years ago? Name -5. About 2013, my wife and I were having dinner, and I looked at her and I said, does anybody do a food podcast? All right, let me try it. So Dakota Weiss, actually, from season 7 of Top Chef, was my first guest. I was friends with her already on Facebook, and she's doing amazing things. Little preview, episode 67 or 68, actually, is going to be a re-interview with her because she's since opened up a Sweetfin Poke chain on the West Coast and Estrella. So she's been doing great. But so anyway, it started local, and it's been local, and it's been a pleasure and an honor to keep doing it. So episode 100. We'll be doing another live show. Hopefully we'll all be recovered by then because the last live show was a bit rough on us. But we'll certainly do it again. And again, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here today. Thank you again, Steph. Thank you, Bloomsburg Agape. Thank you to all the wonderful cooks who slew some awesome chili. Thank you to the Sisters of Tri Sigma for being here. And anybody I'm missing? Oh, thank you to Chef Steve and Chef Gary. Oh, thank you. Again, Et2 Bistro in Danville, Seasons on Main in Bloomsburg, and, my house, but I can't cook for more than like 5 or 6 people, so stay away. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode number 66 of the Coarse Grind Podcast, live from Bloomsburg Agape. Next time, I'm going to be interviewing somebody from my hometown. Hint, hint, hint. Stay tuned. We'll talk to you then.